The first thing we did was we just took the PIOSA like anyone would take the PIOSA. You read the instructions, and I had every member of the leadership team, we had 10 of us, do this. When I started looking at the results, I moved from the sort of the ratings about whether we had met the proof point, started it or finished it, or were well on our way, to what people commented about. And when I started reading the comments, I found that these resonated with me in a way that the other information simply didn't. I couldn't relate to that piece of the information. I really loved the comments. And what I liked about the comments is that they got at a deeper level of reflection and self-assessment than any other conversation I can remember having in the leadership team for a while, for maybe a year and a half. And they fell into 5 categories for me. And the 5 categories I thought were compelling opportunities for engagement of our entire leadership council. So I isolated the 5. I presented them and said, here are the themes that I came up with. But I also gave everybody a copy of all the comments everybody wrote. So everybody got to read everybody's comments. And if they wanted to disagree with my 5, they could have. But what I asked people to do, because time is so difficult to carve out of these meetings, I had to do 2 35-minute. I had to request 2 35-minute blocks of time to do this. And that's unheard of on the Leadership Council. We do everything in 5 and 10-minute blocks, and then we're moving through very quickly. So I put all 5 of these themes up. Everybody had all of the comments everybody had made, and I gave everybody 5 dots, right? And we put dots on those things we thought were important for us to do this next year. And what came up was a really interesting conversation. And the conversation around one of the themes that I isolated was our use of data. Now, the process that we used, they're kind of tricks of the trade. Instead of just saying, what do you think about this? You have people write it down on a 4x6 card so they get to think about it. The introverts in the room don't feel pressured to say something and try to override, extroverts who love to hear themselves talk. Guilty. And then you take those 4x6 cards, you give them to someone like Michelle, who compiles everything so you can see everything everyone can get a shot at. Oh, look at that. Everyone's opinion is honored and valued in the same way. And you separate the headmaster's comments from the associate head's comments, from the upper school division head's comments, and so forth. So everyone sort of gets an equal opportunity to say what's going on. So we as a group agreed to focus on this data and communication aspect. And then I asked everybody to go back and look at the PIOSA, what they had written and what their colleagues had written, and use it as the basis for an annual review conversation that I'm going to have starting in August with all of the members to talk about not only how we make them feel like they're working on goals that are important, but that they're program aligned. We realign them with the mission of the school. We realign them with the imperatives of the Leadership Council, and that we talk about how we promulgate the reflection conversation, the deep dive conversation in our other leadership areas. So what PIOSA did was allow us to take a look at ourselves in a way that offered us no escape from problems that existed in the school. Now, that allows us to work on really meaningful managerial and operational pieces that we might not have been able to put our hands on had we not had the tool that would surface that for us.